live, baby.
I have a feeling we're gonna hear that quite a bit tonight.
That's a good feeling.
That is a good one. TJ, you were saying that the other night. You said you sound a lot more like Lua than I do on that. But yeah, I feel like
last night we were playing Fortnite doing that.
Yeah, so let's go. God damn, that's gonna be stuck in my head tonight. We'll have to get that from the source here in a second. But what is going on, everybody? Welcome to F35 Live, our weekly live stream. We're here every Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern to maybe 11 p.m. Eastern. I think we're gonna go with that phrase from now. Instead of at least, it's gonna be maybe. See how we're feeling. You know, maybe.
In this market, it's a maybe.
It's a maybe. We might not. I don't know. We'll see how if the chat's engaged. If they just want to chat, if chat just wants to chat, maybe we'll be down to continue recording. But no, man. If you guys got any questions or anything tonight, feel free to drop them over inside the comments. We got a fun little stream lined up in a project. Usually I feel like we're pretty in the know with a lot what's going on, or with the guests that we do bring onto the show. I feel like tonight I'm a little out of the loop, and it's not maybe a bad thing because we got perfect people to go ahead and kind of bring us back in. And I feel like maybe a lot, not a lot, but some people inside the community probably feel the same way with the project that we're going to host on tonight. So it'll be good to get a little update, because if you look at some of the artwork that you can see here on the side, I really like the way this looks. I've never been like a huge like anime person, but I've definitely grown to appreciate it as we've been inside the NFT scene for the last couple of years.
I like that. It's kind of surface level the information we know, because that we can give more of an even truer or raw reaction and questions to what the information they're giving us. I'm excited to hear about it.
You stole what I was going to say, TJ, 'cause this is one too we've been hearing a lot about. We've kind of been since the recent projects we've talked to have been more ones that have been around already that we've just been kind of getting updates on. So this will be we haven't had a brand new one like this in a little bit, I think.
It'd be good. It's good to catch up with teams that have been building too, and ones that maybe haven't had like the best like start. Not to say that they didn't have a bad one at all, because they sold out no problem instantaneously pretty much at that time last year, literally a little over a year ago. But maybe like you said, sometimes you forget about things that are going on, but in the background, if you've been over on Twitter, I know a lot of people are paying attention to this one as well. And also with a big community member that was added to the team, which we'll get a chance to talk to here in a second. Before we do that, shout out to chat over there. You got Resin up there, our F35 mod. You got Eddie Z, Mad. What did I say, man? Man, what is that? Rob Schneider, Maze.
Don't get me started on that one. I'll do rolling right
now. You've got Eddie Z over there just crushing racetrack times over in Cornucopias, Mania Business, Garfield Lasagna, shout out to him of the AO, Lauren Steiger, Arrow Art, Jasper, Lua over in the chat with a let's go, DeFi FOMOFO, and Hugs Not Rugs. What is up, MFer? But yeah, like we said, let's jump right into it and bring our guests over into the stream. We've got some co-founders inside the building. Let's give them a nice warm welcome with a let's go. You've got Peppers and Lua. Welcome on, guys.
Let's go, guys.
Let's go.
There it is.
You need to clip that,
there it is. He said it. It's like that Leonardo DiCaprio meme. He's sitting on the couch.
He's playing.
Yeah.
He said the thing. He said the thing.
Yeah, 100%. Yo, guys, welcome on to the stream. How you doing?
All good. Thank you for having us today. Very excited to start with this. But yeah, thank you so much. We're doing great.
100%. Welcome, and also appreciate you guys jumping onto the show tonight. I know you guys are busy behind the scenes right now and getting ready to ramp up with some more info. So appreciate you guys stopping onto the show and kind of filling us in, and maybe some other people as well as what you guys have been working on. Because I know for me, like we were talking about backstage, was one that I had minted last year. You guys had minted out, sold out instantaneously. I sold recently after, and then from there kind of just haven't been really paying too much attention. Although if you've been on Twitter, I know you guys have been working on stuff. We've been seeing some of the new artwork. So we're excited to get a little bit more updates on what you guys are doing with the OG collection, what this new collection is, and kind of how the two go hand in hand, and what you need to do in order to get your hands on one. So before we get going into all that, I guess, guys, Peppers, we could start with you, and then Lua will go ahead and jump on. Just a little quick intro for yourselves. Who are you guys, and what do you guys do for the Book of Ikigai?
So my name is Peppers. I am one of the founders of the Book of Ikigai. I started the project with Maria and Tetsuo, who is the artist, and Lua jumped right over a few months later as a team member, founder basically as well. I'm more in charge of the background stuff, so the tech that goes behind the Book of Ikigai. We have a lot of different bots, things like that in the Discord that I have designed. I also am in charge of basically everything that has to do with generating the art, working with the developers. Like right now, we're working with Avatar Nick. I'm basically the middleman between the project and, well, not even the middleman. I'm actually the guy from the project working with the developer directly, making sure that everything will go smoothly for everyone, just like it did for the OG collection. We sold out in 3 seconds, and basically no criticism in terms of how fair the mint was, or people not being able to mint, which is a really big problem in many drops and many collections. So that's basically what I do. Website, things like that. Basically in charge everything that has to do with tech and the crypto side of the project. Tetsuo, he's not here, unfortunately. He's very shy. His English is okay, but not the best, so he's very self-conscious about it. But he's a magnificent artist. He's a great guy. He's gonna be watching the video. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be watching right now. But yeah, he's the artist. He's the reason why we started the Book of Ikigai. Maria and I met him. We wanted to work with him, and yeah, that's how everything started. The guy is talent, and we believe that this new collection is really gonna accent that about him.
Awesome. Yeah, it's good to hear. Like you said, you guys have been still, like you said, building strong. You started off with a good core team. I know you guys, I didn't get a chance to meet you guys, but I did see you last year right at CNFT Con. You were in Vegas, right?
Yeah, we were in Vegas. I wasn't there, but the team was.
Yeah, I was in Vegas. We went with Cypherkicks and Ikigai. We had a big booth at the event. So yeah, Maria and I were there meeting everyone, talking to people about the project. Even before minting a single NFT, we were at the event with a large booth, talking to people.
Awesome. That's really good to hear. And then Lua, how did you get involved with the project? Because you weren't originally there from the start, right?
Yeah, so I remember getting whitelist or seeing the project through Ugly Bros or one of the communities that I was already in. I believe Maria was a mod in that project prior. Then of course I know about Cypherkick, so obviously I got word of the project. And yeah, it was a fun, active community. I like being there early and stuff, and really fostering those early connections and getting a feel out, of course, for the vibe of the community and the founders and stuff like that. And then yeah, I mean, like I was able to mint my, I think it was like 5 whitelist at the time, and then got involved in public and just like really enjoyed the vibe. It just felt like a really good match. I was really active in the community, and not soon after the mint, Maria had reached out and offered me an opportunity to be the community manager there, which I took. And then not too long after, they're like, you know what, we really, you deserve to be on the team, right? So yeah, I became a founder.
Awesome, man. Yeah, it's such a cool opportunity. I feel like there's a lot of people like that outside of yourself. I know like L is a good example of one where people jump on from Twitter. They have a great voice, a great presence inside the community, or good repertoire with them. And then you guys get connected and added to the team, or people join stuff that they're passionate about. So it's really cool that they were able to do that. Because I think as far as the project goes, from like an outsider's perspective a little bit, I think that went a long way with a lot of community members who maybe weren't too sure about the project or just didn't know much about it right when it started. Because I know you were a bit heavily inside the community, so it's good to see. And I know you're over inside the spaces every week in multiple communities, getting the word out. So I've heard nothing but positive things, and good to see you onto the team, man. And glad to have you here as well tonight.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, just that connection between being someone within the community and translating it to what's going on in the project, you know what I mean? So hard sometimes, especially like fresh after mint, to always have your finger on the pulse. So I always would recommend that if anyone is a project founder and is looking for someone to be that person kind of on the front lines, to choose someone from within the community. They're obviously gonna probably hold it down the best.
Yeah, isn't that something like we were talking about that with we were recently talking with Blake and Block and Cardano with Paul this past Friday, and we were talking about like that there's a lot of great builders over on multiple chains. Doesn't matter where you're at, but if they fail to get that message and that marketing out, they could have the best product that they've ever built, and nobody's using it because nobody knows about it. And I think it goes a long way, like you said, where people or founders connect with their community members. And if they're able to integrate that in a way to get the word out, and even better, like I said, in your situation, that goes such a long way for just any kind of startup or anything you guys are building. So, Peppers, that's awesome that you guys and the team were able to kind of see that feedback and then make that decision. Because I think that's, like I said, it's been a good one to get him involved on this. So I'd love to see that from more founders too. Recognizing like, hey, we got a need here, and you guys are able to, kind of solve that.
100%. Like, I am active in the spaces. I go to spaces almost every day. Like every 2-3 days, I'm in spaces. During my first year in NFTs, I was on spaces every day, many hours a day, and honestly, you reach a point in which you kind of burn out. I was experiencing that burnout during that time, and Lua was there really like fronting for the project, talking about the project, being very passionate about the artist and what the team was building. He really understood the vision, and he was there put it into words. So just recognizing the value that he was adding to the project without even being part of the project was key in terms of how we've done so far. Lua is a big part of the team. We're very happy to have him, and I really know that we wouldn't be where we are without his voice, without his support, and without how passionate he's been for the project. So it's something that I would love to see other projects do. I see a lot of projects with founders that are nowhere to be seen, not our case, but in some cases. And there's community members doing the work that the founders should be doing the work that CMs should be doing, putting in threads, sharing about the project every day, and they don't get the recognition they deserve. And I think that's something that hopefully will continue to change, and hopefully Lua will serve as a great example for others on, know what you deserve, know your worth, don't do other people's work for free or for nothing. They deserve recognition. They deserve to be either on the teams or, at least have a position that reflects the effort that they're putting in.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Well, I think to kind of start off, for anybody who may not know what you guys do or what the project is, can you give us a quick little rundown of what is the Book of Ikigai? Is it Ikigai or Ikigai?
Ikigai.
Ikigai. Okay.
Yes.
Perfect.
Japanese word. Basically, it's a concept that basically puts a lot of different things together, like what you're good at, what you're passionate about, what is good for humanity, and something that you basically can make a living off. It puts all of those things together, and that means Ikigai. That's why we chose that word, because this is the artist's Ikigai. He's an artist that comes from Venezuela. He didn't used to have that many opportunities. He's worked for comic book companies. He's done a lot of freelance work, but he never had the opportunity to do something that was his, something that could represent everything that he loves and that he feels, and a way to express himself. He used to tell me a story that when he was growing up and he was trying to get into art school, his parents would look at him with disappointment, like, oh, that's never gonna amount to anything. What are you doing? Like, just do that for fun, don't do it as a profession. And when he actually learned about NFTs and what a big opportunity it's been for so many artists around the world, he was really excited. He really wanted to try something. So that's the reason why we chose Ikigai for the project. It's a concept that really resonated with the artist, and it is his Ikigai. He's trying to build an universe of lore, of art. So like, he's even been working on like a map, like different cities in this fictional world that he's creating. It's something so big, and the community hasn't even seen 10% of what he wants to create and he will create. With the OG collection, we released his first work. Now, when you do something for the first time, and I'm sure you guys have experienced this within your careers or in other things, you're learning, right? You're trying to put into work your ideas, and then you see different limitations of like things such as, now we're working with trades. You cannot do 5 one-of-ones. It's impossible. So let's work with trades. Let's work with layering. Let's work with this. And initially it was really difficult for him. Like, he wasn't used to working under that type of limitations. So now with this collection, with a lot of experience, with over a year of working on this art, he's actually put something that he's very proud of putting his name to. He's very excited about it, and we are too. And this new collection is going to be called the Wanderers of Ezume. Ezume is the main city in the world that he's building, and what is cool about it is that we're going to be doing something that hasn't been done before, which is called a grab collection on Cardano. Actually, at least at the size that we're doing it, it hasn't been done. It's something very similar to what Spacebots did. You can change one OG Spacebots for the new one. I'm pretty sure you know about it.
Yep,
and
the wormhole.
With Ikigai, we're gonna do a wormhole. It's gonna be very similar. The only difference is that since we love the OG artwork, it's ours. Nothing was copied or anything like that.
Right.
You can actually bring your NFT back to the OG art. So by owning one token, you technically own two artworks. They're yours. You can do whatever you want with them. So that means that the collection is not going to be dilutive. There's going to be no dilution. It's going to be 5, but the amount of tokens is going to remain at 5,000. That means that, if you hold Ikigai, you shouldn't be thinking, 5K more, maybe my token will lose value. No, it will gain value technically, because now you're going to hold or own more than just the OG art. Now you're going to own this new art as well. It's something that we might play with more into the future, but it's an idea that we believe allows the artist to be the artist. Often you see in projects on Cardano or other blockchains, there's already 5K NFTs. The artist should never do anything else. Only marketing art or one-of-ones, never more collections, never, because that's gonna mess with the distribution and the supply and this and that. We don't really believe that the artist shouldn't do anything else. The artist is the artist. He should work on his art, improve. It's a craft. It's not something that you're born with. I know people say, talent. It's not talent. It's a lot of hours, a lot of hard work he's put into this. This collection by itself, 1 year of work. So yeah, we're super excited about it. The Book of Ikigai is much more than what I've shared. I would love for Lua to, say some words about it. But yeah. I hope that gives you a little bit of background.
Okay.
Well, I never thought of like NFTs or artists in that way, especially like when you said he had a certain style initially, and then he had to kind of adapt to the NFT where now I need traits for all of these things. So he probably had a certain style of anime that he liked to draw, like a few characters, but now he's like, oh man, I got to make a headband for this. I got to add a hat for that. I got to add one sword. So it's cool that you're able to just adapt and overcome those situations. Like, all right, I got to move to what the NFT market needs. So now I got to start drawing it this way. But it's great that you guys are doing that now.
100. And just like to give you another example, it's like shadows. If you're doing like a jacket and you imagine the character with a different point of illumination, and like every single one has to be has to have the same point of illumination, because all the traits have to go together. So it really limits artists in what they can do. Right. Which is why this collection is going to be, I think it's going to be groundbreaking in terms of how an artist can approach art on Cardano. And yeah, we'll see about that.
Yeah. Oh, that's really good. I'm going to go ahead and I'll pull up this art wall, Lua, like you said, if you want to expand it all. Because I know, like you said, most of the thing when you got degens out there, the first thing they think about, right, is like price. What can I make money on this? Right, immediately. So if there's any kind of feedback on that, I can understand that. It makes perfect sense, though, as far as, like you said, the artist perspective of how they draw stuff, and then how you need to fit that into like a generative collection. It doesn't always translate maybe as seamlessly as you'd like it to.
Right.
And that's the beauty, I guess, of like NFTs and stuff like that, is that you're able to pivot and adapt and change based on community feedback. And I love the fact that y'all are also doing you're not diluting the supply. If anything, you're keeping it the same while being able to upgrade the artwork. And then maybe Louis and you guys can speak on this too. Do you guys have, is this SIP 68 stuff, or was that before that? Meaning that why you have to use the wormhole in order to go between the two.
It will be, yeah, you're right. Okay. That's one of the reasons why we're using it, and it's one of the reasons why the collection will also, let's just say that the traits that you mint are don't have to be the final traits that you will have.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll make sure that we use the technology to its.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, I was brought on board to primarily focus on the community side of things as the community manager. Of course, now my quote unquote official title is Chief of Onboarding and Vibes. But I really like to focus on the community side of things, because I mean, There is that art side. We want to really have that strong community side, and then of course we're in a tech space, so I want to include the technology. So using that to bring the community together, to provide more art, it all goes hand in hand, and like that can be more of the ikigai of the project itself, as we do have a really strong community. So we do different community events as well that are around, you know, some of the traits, potentially some of the characters themselves, like Saturday Utility. If you know, you know. It's kind of like Fight Club. You know, if you know about Fight Club, first rule of Fight Club is never to talk about Fight Club, but we do it every Saturday, get the community together, and yeah, it's just been a really good opportunity to bring everybody together and enjoy something community based around the project.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that's like a huge thing too, right? Is cultivating and developing that community. You need to get people together in order to let it to really thrive. Because a lot of times there is no exciting news while things are being built, right? You guys are developing, you got your heads down, and it takes time to get that stuff out. But if you got a good, like, passionate community, or you got, like you said, the chief vibes over there, if you guys are setting up some fun stuff and you've got a reason for people to come back, it makes that transition easier as you guys grow and get through this time while you're building.
Absolutely, especially in the bear, you got to find innovative ways to keep things exciting and to bring people together, or even just to the Discord to have a conversation. Of course, I'm pretty active on Twitter Spaces as well, so we have that presence. And yeah, I guess kind of being, you know, the face of the project out there, people can, you know, match my vibes. Like, yeah, this is something I want to be involved in. So that also plays a large part.
Well, that's perfect. You guys kind of keep the community active and engaged, because us as consumers in the NFT market, we could be pretty brutal sometimes with projects when they're too quiet or whatever the case may be, outside of the normal world where, like, we don't get an update from a big company for months and we're cool with it. But the NFT market, we're a little more strict and brutal about it, honestly.
Yeah,
absolutely. Oh yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's the hard part though, is you just need to be active and present with people, like you said. And I think the Twitter Spaces for you guys, it is want to know there's something going on, right? Especially with all of the you know, projects that have failed and that are going to continue to. Some of them, unfortunately, just that didn't have a plan or weren't able to really go anywhere with where they went. And for you guys, I'm curious with the artwork and stuff for the change. And what was like the initial, like, feedback from the team's perspective with that? And why did you guys decide to do an upgrade to the art? Like, I know that's obviously an evolution of like the style we talked about, but what, from your guys' perspective, how did that come about, or what was the internal?
So if you check actually on JPEG, since you're there, click on filters. And look for, on search, just write Valerie. So VAL. Yeah, check that one. So yeah, just one of them. Yeah. Should show you, that artwork. That's one of our one-of-ones. That artwork got a lot of love, a lot of positive feedback, and a lot of people in the community were like, you know, we saw the OG ones. But Valerie is very dope. Like, we want Valerie. We want something like that. It really feels like this is what the artist can do. And a lot of people felt like the OG collection wasn't that. Like, they're seeing the artist at his best, when he has no limitations, when he's, you know, in the zone, like he likes to say. And then you compare it to something that took him months to create, but by parts, and obviously a one-of-one is always going to be much cooler than a regular NFT. But the way he approached one-of-ones was no rules. He didn't put them in the same position looking at you. He said, you know, I'm gonna do this differently. I'm gonna add different traits. I'm gonna make it really interesting. We're gonna add lore to the character. So a lot of people were like, you know, we want art like Valerie. That's what we want. We like the OG. A lot of people did, and we have people who hold 100 or more of them. They actually are not sure if they want to grab them yet. I'm pretty sure they will be convinced when they see the art. But yeah, I mean, sometimes you have to listen to the community. If the guys are saying, hey, this is nice, but I like this, you know, like the meme, sometimes you have to listen, and that's what we try to do. And I think we've shown the community that we care about what they think. We opened a art feedback channel on the Discord. We receive a lot of feedback, recommendations, what people like, what they didn't like. And I think we open ourselves to scrutiny like no other project has done so in this blockchain, without actually even doing anything wrong at all. We actually told people, tell us what you want to tell us. We will respond to every single comment, and we will listen to every single comment. And I think we actually did that, and it's paying off. And I think it's gonna pay off in terms of long term, and what the community will actually want to do with this collection, and continue to enjoy the art.
Yeah,
that's great that you guys listened to the community and kind of got them involved in that process, because I think Tom and I felt this way about a project last year, as far as like the one-on-ones look awesome. Yes, I know they're supposed to, but there was such a disconnect from the one-on-ones and like the quote-unquote floor ones that were like, we didn't care for the floor ones at all, but the one-on-ones were just so sick looking, like in comparison. But to hear the artist like approach to that, as far as like, I had no like limitations on, I could just do what I wanted to do. We're like, well, we want more of that style. That looks really cool. So to hear that you guys actually listen to the community I love that. That's great.
Yeah, we had like a full on-chain vote proposal. We gave a couple of different options based on the conversation that had being had in the art channel. It was either wrap it, update it, do a bit of wrapping it and updating it, do the trait evolution, or burn the old collection and come out with a new collection. And the community ultimately decided, I think it was like 1,700 votes, to wrap the art and still keep the old one, because or the original art, the OG art, because essentially the art is nice. Like, look at some of the traits on full zoom in, they're like quite detailed, but like mentioned, a lot of people wanted to see the full potential, like this Valerie.
No, that makes perfect sense. And I mean, for me, I agree. I think this, like, visually, obviously one-on-ones are always going to be more usually quote unquote appealing, but it's nice to hear that how he's been able to kind of take that feedback. And anytime I think it's hard, especially like anywhere, just to take any kind of criticism, but especially in the online like Twitter world of like NFTs, like any kind of like FUD or negative feedback, it's just automatically usually received that way, and people get very defensive. So the fact that you guys are like, no, we're going to take this head on, we'll deal with the community on it, and then we'll work to improve, is allowed you guys to grow. And like I said, I think you're going to be able to gain more, a bigger fan base over time with it. It would take a long-term strategy for the project. It's a good move. And I didn't know the backstory to the Valerie thing, so that's actually pretty interesting. So I guess we can move over to, like I said, the Wanderers. Is it of Ezume? Is how you pronounce that?
Wanderers of Ezume. Yep.
Yeah. So then we saw a little bit more sneaks, and I'll pull a few of these up throughout there. But what is the reasoning for the name, and what's just a little brief overview of this?
So basically, to give you a bit of the lore, there is this big city called Ezume, and it is controlled by very powerful people who basically centralize the whole government, economy, and it made this city into a Tokyo style of city. It's a mega city. The rest of the country is hurting. It's not doing well. In this fictional world, it's basically the future. It's not current time, but samurais never cease to exist. They actually were never killed. They were never, their culture was never destroyed. They actually continue to live fulfilling lives in the mountains. Some were hiding, some still had villages. And in this future world, they still are with us. So the samurais are a faction. We're gonna do this collection into factions just to make it more lore rich. Samurais are a faction. Then we have the oligarchs, who are the people in power, the people who have and hold all the money. We also have cosplayers. We're gonna have cyberpunks, who are more like day-to-day people living in the city with all the current and dope tech and wearing everything that they have. The Wanderers Ezume is called like that because the initial lore will be about a few people that come together from outside the city, who start like find their way into the city, and they're just wandering. They have no direction. And the reason is because everything is so tightly controlled that you cannot do what you actually want to do. You cannot fulfill your Ikigai. So that's how it's going to tie with the story. And it's going to basically follow their stories and see how they actually are able to find their Ikigai. So that's usually going to be a theme that's going to follow along all these different stories and lores that we're going to create. It's not about defeating evil. It's not about becoming rich or finding power. It's about your ikigai, what you're passionate about, what makes you feel like, you know, like true happiness is going to be the main focus point of these stories.
Okay. And then I'm just curious because I like to play around on some of these websites sometime to see what we can get into. What is there any little hints for this over here? Like when I enter, what do you do here?
You have to write. This is a really fun thing that we did. For that one, you have to write slow killa. So it's going to be SLO space killa. It's going to be KILLA. And then you click enter.
Slow killer. I got you. Okay.
Yeah, that's one of our characters. Then you're gonna put 2022, which is the year when Ikigai was, founded by the team.
Okay.
And then there you're gonna put ESF, which is one of our factions. It's gonna be like the military of the, the lore.
I got you. So did anybody pay attention to that at all? You can run that back on the tape.
Yeah. And the story on top, the lore basically goes through it. So if you read it, you can actually get the answers. We made it really simple. Yeah. But for the video, let's keep it moving.
So am I building something right here? Essentially with this?
Basically choose your gear. Prepare for battle, I guess. So there you can choose like different backgrounds that are going to be in the collection. So instead of just sharing sneak peeks with the community, we decided, let's let them create some sneak peeks by themselves. Yeah, that obviously cool. You don't have all the traits here with some that we chose for them that we believe they would like. Those are MMA gloves, shout out to Saturdays.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, this is dope. I saw so these have been some of the just to play around with some of the traits of what to kind of expect on here.
That's the fun
that's how it is.
That's dope over there. I like that. Okay. But yeah, that I'll have to go back and remember that in my head over here. So I'll have to play around with some of this stuff. But I know I like the art style on these. Like you said, it's given a little more freedom to kind of mess around with some of this stuff. So, 100%. So with it, you were talking about the artwork, kind of like being able to go back and forth with this new collection here, with it being the same quantity type. What are you guys doing, or how can someone get involved to be able to do this? Will this be like a random mint kind of burn, not a burn, but like you said, a token exchange?
So it's going. All you have to do for the day when we release this, which will be very soon, actually in a couple of weeks. We haven't shared the date yet, but we will soon. So in a couple of weeks, you guys should have access to the portal that we're building with Avatar Nick, the developer from the Ape Society. Basically, what you have to do is just pay a small fee and an OG Ikigai, and you will receive the NFT wrapped, so updated with the new art, the new metadata, new traits as well. The only thing that you are going to keep is the rarity. So if your NFT's rarity is like number 50, don't worry, we're not gonna give you back like a super lame floor NFT. No, we're gonna give you a top 50. It's going to be the same rank. So because we have so many new traits in the collection, you are not gonna have the same traits, but you're gonna have the same rank. So we're trying to make it fair. This is something that we also submitted through the community. It's something they voted for. We asked them, do you want it to be random, or do you want it to match the rarity? And they chose rarity. It makes it way more complicated in terms of the technology, but with Nick, we've been able to actually match it, and it's gonna be really dope.
Is it going to be 1-to-1? Like if you have a 50, are you going to get rank 50, or will it be like 50? Top 50? Okay, I didn't know if there was some variable there. Like, you could get number 10.
But let me tell you, the really fun thing about Ikigai, for example, is that the community has actually come out and like made some traits desirable. Like the ramen trait in the OG collection was supposed to be like a regular trait. It wasn't supposed to be like a super important trait. And this guy came to the project and he started hyping it up, and now everyone wants to own a ramen trade. So even if you get a lower rated trade or like rank, it could still have like a ramen trade, or it could still have a trade that a lot of people are gonna want because it looks super dope. So in terms of rarity, I am not personally a person that usually goes for rarity. That's the ramen trade. So we level that up like 10x. It's looking super cool. It's like a super creative approach to like a food
I'm really
trade.
hungry now too.
Oh man, talk to me about it.
Now.
But yeah, it's a cool thing. Like in my opinion, yeah, if you like Rarity and you want trades with super rare trades and like the gold weapons and things like that, yeah, you need to have a high rank. But don't worry, even if you have the in lower floor, like rank 4,999, it's still gonna look really dope.
I think the great thing about that is, like, even if it's not quote unquote a rare one, it will feel rare by the traits that you guys are putting on them.
Yeah. Everything that we're doing is really looking amazing. Honestly, just going through some samples that we have before everything is out, we're very excited. Everything looks really amazing.
Yeah, essentially it's
gotta be exciting.
400 new traits,
Okay.
400 plus new traits to the collection. So it's essentially a whole new collection, right?
Yeah, it is, and I really hope that people can realize, like, we could have come out and done this as a whole new collection in terms of like a new drop, which is what a lot of projects do, and we could have made more money instead of charging a small fee. We could have gone with over 100 data for something like this, with the level of detail and work that we put into it. But we actually decided to find the best solution for the community. Find the easiest way for them to have access to these NFTs. I'm pretty sure you guys have had like one NFT from a collection that was rare, and then the collection or the project comes out with a new collection, and then you're like, oh, but I used to own a top 50. Like, now this is the new toy. People want to play with the new toy, and the old one is not as desirable. So this is something that I think we've managed to solve with this new idea.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's definitely hard to like balance those kind of things, especially when you start messing around with like you said, the exclusive traits and things like that. And how do you balance that new fact of, like you said, the shiny new toy versus the OG stuff, and still make people feel like they're still, the top dog in a sense, because that's one of the big things about NFTs, right? Is the flex on their communities and things. And you still want to show people that you got that. So no, it's a good way to approach that. And in some senses too, like a lot of people, like you said, if you're at least matching the rarities like 1-to-1, like, hey, I'm 50, rank 50 here, rank 50 here. I think, like you said, hopefully that's a good way to balance that, and people are still come out happy with it. But no, I have to say the new.
How you get upset about that?
I like the new traits look great though, and like I said, the artwork for me, like visually, this style is more up my alley than the original on that. That's just personal preference, but everybody, like you said, there's plenty of people who don't want to switch over, and that's great. And there's the beauty of that with this stuff too is, say I buy this new collection, right? Somebody upgrades this to the Wanderers, and if I wanted to take that back, essentially, I would be able to do that. Is what you guys are saying, right?
Yeah, and you could see how the OG art looks, because you can simply go to CNFT tools and type the same number of your NFT. So if you have Ikigai number 700, you have the 700 in both collections. The numbers are going to going to match. So that's gonna make it easier for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, outside of that, I mean, as far as the Wanderers go, is there anything else that may be coming with them outside? I mean, obviously new artwork is great. Is there other plans in the works maybe that you guys can speak on, as far as what you guys are hoping to accomplish with this, besides the artwork?
Yeah, so this being CIP68 and, this new technology allowing us to do so many things. Something funny that a lot of people don't know, the artist is also musician. So if you play on top the play music, you can actually listen to some of the things that he's played and written. It's really cool.
Okay.
He's mostly like lo-fi type of things. It's really dope. I think you guys would enjoy it. And the one of ones, for example, that we used to have, they're gonna remain the same. They're really dope art. We don't want to change them. So we were thinking, like, how can we make them better? Well, give them a free song from Tetsuo.
Okay.
Right? So now they own the song. It's theirs. So in terms of licensing, they can do whatever they want with it. If they want to run it through their project, to use it as something for maybe vocals, they can do whatever they want with it. It's going to be really dope. So you can expect more music in terms of maybe customizing your NFT with a theme song in the future, maybe changing the hairstyle, maybe adding a dope new background and creating basically your own special artwork that resonates the most with you. I think it's something that a lot of collections are lacking, and it's I think it's something that we're gonna be able to do the right way.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I love there's been NFTs. I think Surge also does stuff with Ugly Bros, and there's a few others that do, like Denketsu. They have some music and stuff as well through some of their things. But it's good when you can get an actual artist who not only, like you said, it's fun when you can like bring the two together. I'm a big fan of like the music stuff, and then also having the rights to that music on some of those things as well, and owning that. And I think that's a huge thing that still is largely unexplored, and we're still kind of getting used to. But I love that fact that he's been playing. Looks like he's been playing for a little while now too.
Yeah, he's been playing for some time. I think for like 15 years. But what you mentioned is really, really interesting, because it's something that I believe a lot of projects want to do, but they don't do it in a way that feels natural. Like sometimes you have to do a lot of research. Sometimes you have to you have to go to the Discord, and then you have to go to the website and find information about the music and find information. It's really not organized. With the Wonders of Ezume, like everything will be just in one collection. Everything will be in the same space. It's not going to be a collection for music and a collection for this and a collection for this. It's going to be everything within just one collection. Just one token. It will give you access to everything. That's what we're trying to build. Something cohesive, something that doesn't involve having a lot of different tokens, and then some become worthless because the interest shifts to other collections or the newer thing. If we release something new, it will be tied to the Wonders of Ezume.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Outside of that, I wanted to ask too, because I did see this over here, the multi-chain part of this. Do you guys have a collection also on Ethereum? Is that what I was reading?
We have collectibles on Ethereum. It's not a full collection. Okay. So we have Genesis tokens in the collection, basically for our early supporters that were airdropped for free. So 100 Genesis tokens, and basically if you're able to accumulate 3 of them by the snapshot date, you were able to redeem a physical Canadian Maple skate deck with the Oni mask on it, and a digital asset as well. And it's a 3D digital skateboard on the Ethereum blockchain. So we do plan on releasing the second half of our collection on another blockchain. We're just not 100% sure which one yet. It's going to be based on where the community is supporting us the most, and these Ikigai will be the only one on Cardano, and then we'll be looking to onboard more people in through the collection cross chain.
Yeah, so, we want Ikigai to be much more than just one collection within one ecosystem. We want to bring a lot of people together, and I think we'll be able to do it with art, with lore, with really dope products, and with a very strong community.
Oh, awesome! I was looking at.
I'm sorry, I was gonna say even Ikigai itself, like it was a lot of people's first mint on Cardano as well. We have a lot of people from VeChain, Ethereum, Solana, that are exploring the Cardano ecosystem even from our October 31st last year mint. Nice. So we're gonna continue to lean into that as well.
No, I love that. I mean, I used this deck because I'd seen that over here. I was interested. So you guys have done a physical product over there. Is this something that you guys want to expand upon, or is this just something like part of like? You got collectibles up here. Is this like maybe one of the first things that you guys want to expand upon later down the line?
We will. Skateboards are something that we actually really love working on, because it's basically a canvas for art and for a collectible that also serves a purpose. It can be used for skating. So the artist loves working with them and like trying new things. So it's something that we'll definitely continue to work on. Maybe a Wonders of Ezume limited edition skateboard will come out. That would make sense. This one came out right after the OG collection. We'll see how that goes. We just don't want to be releasing like a new one every month. We want to make them very scarce and basically a collectibles.
You guys also had the Japanese rice logger, which is a collectible recently. We're out in Vegas, and we had Ikigai Japanese rice logger. I know a couple of people were able to bring them back home. That's another collectible that we've done physical. Basically in the one of the parties that we hosted there, we're able to provide some of the project brew.
That's awesome right there. No, I love when you can. Sorry, TJ, go ahead.
I was gonna say, are you guys partnered or working with Mongrels at all with the skateboard decks and things like that?
No, we haven't worked on with anything with mongrels over there in terms of the skate decks at this point. Shout out to mongrels though.
No, this is something that we did by ourselves when
Gotcha.
we came out for the first time. We're not
Maybe
making the
like
project.
8 months before, maybe
Yeah.
six
Oh,
or
wow,
8
okay.
months
Yeah, way
before
way
mongrels.
ahead of them, but we're not making skateboards like the identity of the project. It's just a product that is part of the project, a collectible.
Yeah.
And just like the way it's skateboard, sometimes it's gonna be beers brewed just for Ikigai. Sometimes it's gonna be other dope products that might bring other people from different areas and interests into the project.
I love that.
Sure.
Yeah, because instead of kind of associating your project with just one kind of merch item like that, you said that's a great idea to bring in people that maybe
Yeah, there you
want
go.
to display, because most people aren't going to be skating on these, but display them on the wall. I know a lot of people
And
do
that's
that,
what the community is doing. Yeah,
but
yeah.
I love that.
I think physical merchandise too, like you said, you connect people with all different walks of life, whether it's music, whether it's skating, whether it's beer, whatever it is. There's all different interests. So like you said, if you can capture a market for those people dedicated to that, they find some cool artwork and then get connected back to the main part of the project. And especially ones from other blockchains as well. Like you said, as you guys don't want to strictly be a one blockchain project. I like that's how you grow, right? We need to reach people outside of this little bubble that we're in. So I love that you guys are trying to push that envelope out there, and that's smart.
Yeah, and it's something that a lot of projects I think make the mistake, and I'm not speaking about any project in particular, of course. I no reason for that. But a lot of projects come out and they try to make like a product parrot of their identity or business model, and what happens when it's not a hit, right? What happens if you missed it, like it didn't hit the market, a lot of people are not really interested. A bear market comes out and a lot of people don't want to spend their little ADA they have on I don't know, a case for a phone, like with your branding. So sometimes I think it's best to be honest with the community and tell me, we're gonna be trying different things, and whatever we try, we're gonna try our best to make it high quality and super dope for people. We don't want to be releasing a lot of things just for the sake of releasing it. In fact, I think from the moment we released the skateboard, it went like months before we released the next collectible, which was the Rice Lager. It was a Japanese lager brewed in Canada. We're a lot of people are waiting. They're like, okay, it's been months since the last thing, and I think that's a much better thing than people being tired of you trying to sell them something. Like, we're not trying to sell something. We're just vibing with the community and creating new things that they might enjoy. And if they do, well, they can vibe with us.
Yeah. Tom always makes a good analogy with that. Is like, there's projects that come out sometimes that are brand new and really haven't had any like establishment yet. And the first thing they do is like, here's some t-shirts and here's all this merch and branding and stuff. And it's like, who are you guys? Nobody really recognizes you. You don't have a brand to really work off of for people to want that kind of demand yet. You really that's something that you got to establish over time. And then people will, want to go ahead and rep that later on. Like you said, you can also kill yourself with upfront costs and stuff for that if you kind of go lean heavy into some of that stuff, and then people just don't vibe with it, like you said.
Yeah, many times it's a cost. Like, many times projects actually spend more than they're earning from those products. Like in the case of these skateboards, we gave them away for free. It really is something that projects have to be careful about, especially during a bear market. Shouldn't rely heavily into just one product. It's 100%. Good to try to find different venues and try to make sure that people don't get overwhelmed with the amount of things that you're releasing, like a new collection every 3 months, or a new product or a new thing, or new announcements every week. It's also not the best way for projects to grow. Sometimes taking a step back and actually putting a lot of work into just one thing, get it right, resonates a lot better with people who actually support you and want to to see the project grow and succeed.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going back to this comment here earlier as well. He said that LG that was in there. Saying, let's go. Also, you got Peppers. Do you ever get confused over there with Esco? Has that ever happened to Spaces?
I don't think so. I think it's the first time. Shout out to Esco, good friend of this project and ours. But first time. That's
funny. Well, yeah, man. I think, man, it's already 50 minutes that are going by over here. It's so. Do we have a time frame at all for this? I know you guys obviously can't give us dates or anything like that. Is this something that's happening this year, or are we moving into 2024?
Yeah. So it's gonna be within 2 weeks. Maybe a few more days than 2 weeks, but expected in around 16, 18 days or so. So just to give you a quick update, like Nick is working on generating the art. It's something that's a little bit slow because it's a lot of trades, and every trade is like 2 megabytes, 3 megabytes. So it's a very detailed collection, 3,200 by 3,200. So it's a very big file, each NFT. So it's taking some time. It's getting it done. We're gonna go over every single NFT of the 5,000 as a team. Make sure that there's no, silly little details that we missed. Once we're ready for that, we're gonna give Nick the date, and we're gonna announce it to the community. I think it's fair to say that this week we'll announce the date, the price of the NFTs, and all the details.
Awesome. For people doing math over there, you can do your thing. There's some answers for you. But yeah, no, that's good to hear. Are you guys going to be doing this through you were mentioning Avatar, Nick? Is this going to be something maybe through Saturn?
Yes.
Perfect. I love that because I remember minting a bunch of different projects through that, and like the best part about that stuff is instantaneously you get to see what it looks like after you mint it over there, even though it takes a second for the artwork to update in the metadata.
Yeah, and honestly, like since this is not really a new drop or something like that, it's actually a grab. Like, do you want to be whitelisted? Just buy an OG Ikigai, and then that day you can grab it. It's as simple as that.
Nice. Okay. There's no snapshots or anything like that.
There's
it's just
no snapshots.
Yeah.
And all you need is your OG Ikigai. Pay the fee, and that's it. You can grab your NFT. So don't expect like things like selling out, because like we're not expecting 5,000 NFTs to be grabbed in 3 seconds. Like it doesn't work like that. It's not that type of drop. But we expect a lot of people to finally be able to do it. A lot of people have been waiting, and they want to see, the new art. And when they see it on Instagram, on Twitter, on different social medias, on Discord, they will see, I think a lot of people will be like, it's time to grab it.
Yeah, the simple answer, if you guys are looking to get in, just go grab an OG and then wait for that date to drop. You got a small fee to go through, and boom, you're ready to go. Easy enough. Besides that, though, I mean, out on the horizon for you guys, we got the artwork drop. We talked about that. What can people look forward to, or some things like kind of on the roadmap outside of that for you guys? I know we didn't really touch too much on like the manga and things like that as far as like the anime side of things. Like any other like overview plans for the project or what people are looking to get into if they do purchase one of these?
Yeah, the manga is the main thing, I would say, that we'll be working on after the Wanderers of Ezume come out. The artist is already working on drafts and ideas and drafting a story for the first one. So that's one of the main things. And we'll make sure to make it, compatible with the Wanderers of Ezume. We, like I said, we don't want to be releasing like 1,000 different collections just because we release a new product. We want to make sure that everything is tied in with the Wanderers of Ezume. So it's going to be really dope. We're very excited about that. And I think you guys are going to love what we come up with.
Awesome. Lua, anything for you too? Like, I mean, I know you're over in spaces all day. What's been some of the feedback and stuff from you guys, or what are people looking forward to the most, or yourself as well?
Yeah, so one of the cool things that we're doing, I'm gonna just like maybe drop a little bit of alpha. The interactive side of the manga, that's something that I think a lot of people are kind of looking into in that capacity. We want to continue with the IRL events. Our last event went really well, so we want to continue with those as well. And maybe we got our next collectible in store. So yeah, just super excited to see what we can do getting into the new year and continue to deliver. One thing we've actually been speaking a little bit more is the hardcover physical manga as well. So we're gonna maybe have a little bit more info on that.
Okay. Awesome. Well, that's looking interesting. I know the artwork for me is something that I'm interested in. So I think I've been looking around while we've been scrolling here too on some of those Ikigais out there.
That's a problem. That's a problem.
We always do that on these live streams. Like, okay, we were talking. I'm like, what are we looking at? We'll have to do some research after we get over here. But I know we're wrapping close to the hour here, and Peppers, you got to get running here on the hour. So, but any kind of final words from you guys? We appreciate you jumping onto the show tonight. The hour actually just flew by right now. I feel like we got a lot greater info over there. Is there anything for anybody that you'd like to say for like the collection and anything who maybe, outsider looking in, or somebody who maybe minted and hadn't gotten a chance to catch up over the last year?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, thank you for having us today. It's really, really good to be here. It was a really good interview, one of the best, I think, the best I've been in. So yeah, very appreciative of your time and effort into learning more about the Book of Ikigai. And for people, trying to learn more, watch the whole video.
There you go. Hey, I like that right there. Perfect. Plug it back over to us. Well, yeah, absolutely. We appreciate it, Peppers, as we get wrapped up over here. And Lua, for you, I don't know if you want to hang around for a little bit. I know there's some stuff going on inside the community. But yeah, I think we maybe jump into some F35 Live Part 2 here as we get wrapped up. And Peppers, we appreciate you jumping on. For anybody who's looking to get tapped in with Ikigai, what's the best place to get connected with you, Peppers?
I would say Peppers EK on Twitter or X apparently now. Yeah. And I'm always on Discord chatting with the community, and we're always there. We're not one of those founders that you have to send an email to hear from them. We're always the community. We're part of the community. You'll see me in some spaces most days, and we'll be there hanging out with the community and sharing more.
Dope. Awesome, man. Well, it's great to have you on, Peppers. And yeah, we'll go ahead and we're going to go ahead and kick it onto the second part of the show here. Appreciate you jumping on tonight. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You too, guys.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll kick it for a bit. I got I got a couple of minutes. I do have a couple of community members that want to get some community activities underway.
I hear you.
But I told them I'm chilling with the Freedom 35 crew. You know what I mean? So
there you go.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely, man. Well, I mean, for you guys, I mean, as far as like week of news and stuff goes right now, I feel like on the NFT side of things, nothing too crazy has been going on. There's been a lot of talk of just different projects going through. Like Midnight's been a huge topic for people inside the space. There's been a lot of DeFi stuff. People keep speculating on price. Lua, has there been anything you've been tapped into on the NFT side of things you've been getting into lately? You've been hearing through the just over on Twitter?
Yeah, I haven't been really dabbling too much in new stuff. I think everyone's looking at DeFi a little bit more, obviously, with Jelly that recently came out and speculations around that. But no, I think it's a lot more of like the accumulation. Recently, I believe Crypto Raggies acquired Super Bowl, so that I believe happened a couple days ago. So just murmurs of that as we head into. I know a lot of people are calling it a bull run, but potentially this little bull flag that we're in.
It feels like that, right? It definitely feels like the trap now. We had a good little run, but I see ADA just continuing to drop right now. So
yeah, it's 35 cents again.
People
I don't
keep
think
saying it. We can't get ahead of ourselves. Like when we're in it, it won't even be a question, I think.
Yeah, it's just gonna hit us all at once too. I've been seeing people talk about like USD and stuff, depegging, and I've seen a lot of different stuff on the DeFi side being discussed. AXO is another one. And I know a lot of people are the claim period for AXO is getting ready to wrap up. That's a huge DEX. That professional trader DeFi life is what that people are looking forward to from AXO. So that could maybe bring some liquidity over our way as well. As far as the NFT side of things go, though, no, it really hasn't been too many things. I know ADA Inmates had a sell mint with some partner projects and stuff that happened going on.
All the muds have been minting. I don't know if you know muds, ADA Empire muds.
I did see ADA Empires. I haven't I didn't get it. Yeah, ADA Empires, right? Yeah, I've been seeing people rock the PFPs on this. Yeah, I do like the artwork on these.
I like these. Those are cool.
I honestly don't know too much about them over here. And did you get a chance to mint, or did you get in any of these?
Yeah, so I have I got the Empire Pass, so I've been staking for Code, which is like their ecosystem token, and I was able to use it to mint and stuff like that as well.
They're still minting.
Yeah, they're minting now. Go grab yourself a muds. I really get along with Ronan, with founder there. He's a part of the Ikigai community. He shows up all the time. I see him, in the spaces as well. And for the community events, he's actually a huge part of the community events. He comes up. He's, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, instructor. He has his own gym, so he's very well knowledgeable in that industry. Mm-hmm. He was outside at Comic-Con. I believe he was at Comic-Con in New York, sold out of his comic. He already has comics out, digital comics as well. So this is the PFP collection of the characters within the comics. So it all ties in together. I've been following the project a little bit.
Nice.
That's dope.
Yeah, I've got to say, I like the artwork on them. I saw a bunch of people minting them over on Twitter, so it's good to see that little snack hat right there as well.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that.
Hoodie, that's sick.
Actually, that's probably my favorite snack trade out that I've seen so far.
100%.
Yeah, I love that. But no, yeah, shout out to them. Yeah, man, I don't know. As far as minting and stuff goes, I haven't really been getting into many mints, really, to be honest with you. It's been a tough time to really mint right now, I think, over in space.
85 ADA, I feel like it's priced appropriately and fair. And then, I mean, a lot of people were able to mint for cheaper or use their code, the utility token, to supplement for the mint. So,
yeah,
I'd say they're doing pretty well right now. I think they're top 10 on JPG. So,
yeah. Yeah, the other one that I saw that was big inside of space was Squashua. He dropped that video of the community. Did you get a chance to see? Did you guys see that as well?
Yeah, that video was sick.
Oh man, TJ or Tom, did you get a chance to see the video that I'm about to show you guys right now? Bro, it was good.
There's me right above Silos on the corner of the building.
Hold up, where are we at here?
Scroll back. He's in the characters in front of. Right there above Silo's high grade on the beside Rebel to the right of
I
Rebel.
Got you right there.
Right there, yeah.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, I saw so many different community members and different projects and stuff inside of here. I know he's still minting as well, but these things to me are I don't know. I just thought this video reminded me. He's got like this like gorilla vibes, like gorillas, like I don't know why, like the eyes and stuff. But the music and just all the different community members, this was super well received. Inside of community. I said he's working on, I guess, on another one already inside of here. But it's fun to see all the different people inside the community.
I got you. I was like, I had no idea what you're talking about. Gorillas.
Oh,
like,
gorillas.
Look like a gorilla to me. What are you talking about? I got you.
Now.
Yeah. Like their old music videos and stuff, and they're the artists or the art they use for the actual band.
Yeah, this stuff looks super dope. It's always fun to see like community members and other artists inside the space give their take on like just Cardano in general. It's like a little, like I said, a who's who inside there. It's fun to kind of look over there. We need to get an F35 snuck in there somewhere.
I'm looking for it. I guess we're gonna get making, huh?
We got to be more present over in the Twitter sphere over here.
No, I think Tommy made it.
I made it inside there.
I think Tommy made it somewhere. I honestly like. There's so many names. Look, there's. I know this. That one's 45. I think that one maybe for Jeff.
4 or 5, Jeff.
Tommy somewhere.
That's all good. We'll go back. I'm gonna spin my mind.
You gotta run it back.
Let it play now. I gotta find it now.
There you go. But no, man, this is dope.
There
you go. Oh, okay, dude. It's so crazy. Dude. Every time I watch this, there's a new person that I see. You got Demosthenes up there on the top. You got D-Clay.
Zest in the middle.
There you go. You got Dirt back here. Tavern Squad, Goombulls, Mallet Order, Claude. Man, I could probably watch this 10 times over and still miss people's stuff inside of here. It's super cool stuff. But it's cool. It's like I like this time for different projects, especially if people who like vibe with their communities. It gives you a chance to really, like, if you want to go in on it, like you have the time. It's not like a rush to go and mint and hopefully it sells out. Like you don't get what you want kind of thing. This is like an organic type of mint.
I like those
these projects. Yeah, they look, dude. His stuff is. I'm actually a really big fan of it. I just haven't. He also had a shout out to Oside over here. I believe Oside got this Tony Hawk. This like one of one over here. I was reading back there over here. Yeah, he's a cool art. He was also at CNFT NFTLV doing like live portraits of people and stuff over by like the Introverts booth.
Yeah, it was really nice seeing him like go around and literally just sit down and draw someone right there.
Dude, sick right there. I have not heard about this. I know you asked that. I don't even know what you're referencing right now. Curly Knox. Curly Knox is our DeFi expert over in our DeFi chat. Have you guys heard of that at all? Mehen?
Yeah, I saw her poses in chats there, but I didn't know what it was.
I've heard about Mehen.
Oh, this is not Mehen.
Whether or not I could tell you about it is a different thing. I've heard it being tossed around.
Oh, I can in the wrong spot of Twitter right now. That's why. Mehen. Stablecoin. Okay. Oh, the USDM. Okay. See, why don't you just say that over there? Oh, he did say that. I don't ever read. No, I have not paid attention to this at all, to be honest with you. it's a fiat backed stablecoin, because I mean that's one of the main like gripes with Cardano right now, especially on the DeFi trading side of things, is that there's not a good stablecoin out, and like IUSD depegging and JED, and it's just they're looking for this. This big money is looking for this. I have not paid attention to this. Maybe I didn't need to over here. Because I know people have been talking about USDC and stuff. They say if that stuff in Tether and all this stuff is getting ready to collapse or depegs, we're gonna have a huge crash here coming up. I've seen that narrative been floating around a little bit as well.
No big deal.
Yeah, but I mean, so we need a good stable coin, one that's not going to depeg, you know?
Yeah. All these ones, I don't get it. I don't know the mechanism between the IUSD that does that over there. I have no idea how that works, but apparently people were talking and discussing that. I have no idea what that really means for me. And same thing with JED too, where it's like it's all like it's not like you said fiat backed stuff over here. So
Rocket League USD stablecoin, Curly says.
Rocket League, I could use an RL one over there. I'd probably do better with that one. Shout out, Lou, when we get another Rocket League tournament, I think we got a thing coming up here with the Mongols, don't we?
Yeah, they've got one in December, I believe, or
Something
November actually.
Yeah, something like that. I'll have to go back. I think they've got a new. We got to look at them too, because I believe they're doing some new upgrades on artwork and stuff. So yeah, I think I saw that because they partnered up with a bunch of different projects inside the space for this as well. We'll figure it out. There it is, the Winter Classic. There you go. Yeah, are we gonna get an announcer? Are you jumping in on that again, or are you?
Yeah. Well, I think they've reached out to a couple people. I'm not actually too sure if I'm announcing this one.
Bro, if they don't do that and they don't get you back over there, it ain't gonna be real. That last one you held it down. I have to say that. That was fun. That was a fun time, man.
Yeah, you guys always show up when you come.
Dude, 100%. Yeah, but outside of that, though, I see a lot of people talking about like different narratives right now. Like there's like Ore's price is down right now. I see people talking about that. I see every other I mean, the Ape Society has dropped at one point down to 4,000. I just think we're in that like state of the market right now where everybody's a little unsure on like the crypto front, and like consequently like NFTs obviously are going to be hit with that. And if you don't have a big catalyst event or anything really coming out or to keep people engaged and interested, or I think it's just like the nature of the market right now, really.
Yeah, I think people are even trying to get liquidity, right, for pumps 100%. And to move it into Solana while Solana's running up, and they're like, yeah, I'll just, take a collection offer or, price for quick sale to be more liquid, right? And the first thing that usually takes a hit is your NFTs, right?
Absolutely. And I think people with the access, I mean, with all these different tools that people have now, when it comes to like these lending platforms like Levy, where they can instantly get this value from their NFTs, these collection offers essentially become the floor in most senses for things right now. And that's just the reality of it. And I mean, if you instant liquidity in this market is king. And I think the more that the easier it is to get access to it, I think NFTs are always going to kind of take a hit. That's why it's interesting to see things like Jelly from the Jelly Cubes team, how they kind of just went and fractionalized their whole entire collection. They kind of like stable peg it a little bit. It's held up for the most part so far with what we've seen. Although, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised to see it. I wouldn't be surprised, to see it to go back and recorrect a little bit, because they went from like a 2,500 ADA floor up to like a 6,000. And now they're kind of trending somewhere right around like that 5,000 ADA-ish here with the actual token. But how about that concept though too? Like, does that concept? How do you feel about fractionalizing a collection? Is that something that was like, yeah, that's a good idea? You're like, I'm not really a fan of that, or?
Well, I mean, I don't think it's been done before here in terms of the token fractionalization to this capacity. I mean, they seem to do pretty well and successfully throughout their project career. Just give it some time, right? They launched the token and the fractionalization like a week ago. So it'd be interesting to see how it plays out. Maybe people can DCA into the token and not only get ADA from it, but potentially re-chunk and get a full Jelly Cube. Yeah, and who knows? There's the arbitrage aspect to it, right? Where it's like, if I fractionalize at this rate and then take the token and then buy the floor, there's like a lot of that speculation aspect to it as well, which is good for projects in this ecosystem, right?
100%.
Surprised, Tommy, you haven't had a problem with that, trying to play that game.
No, I haven't really messed around with it, to be honest with you, too much. I'm just kind of curious with it, you know. I'm gonna get people's perspectives. Lua, I know you got to get out of here, so we'll go ahead and we'll let you get going. But we appreciate you jumping onto the stream tonight, man. It's been an honor to get to catch up. Like I said, these things actually go a lot faster than we think. How to fill up an hour and a half of our time, and then the next thing you know, it's over. So we'll definitely have to get you on again. I love to have you on as just like a podcast guest or something, just kind of shoot back and just chat overall about the space. It'd be good.
Yeah, absolutely. Hit me up anytime. I'd be more than happy to pull up and kick it with the homies. Of course, I appreciate you, getting us on today and yeah, kicking it a little bit. But I mean, I've been watching this show since the early Ugly Bro days, Veggie Mates, all that good stuff. So, yeah, I mean, you guys are the legends. And yeah, I'm super grateful to be here.
Appreciate it, man. Well, appreciate your time. I think, guys, maybe we should go ahead and wrap it up because we kind of want to go game 2. I think over here, me and TJ are just ready. Yo, we've been jumping on.
You guys got a problem. You guys have gotten back into Fortnite way too.
We've been jumping back.
I know I didn't make it all
It's a no build. I hate building in Fortnite.
Yeah, no build.
No build.
Yeah, we're playing CS:GO. Come if you want to get sweaty, man. We're the sweat guys. CS2 over here.
All right.
Yeah, I know you guys want to get on that. I actually do have to get back onto Fortnite to make sure I get all the little lore achievements as they change the map.
Yep. Yeah, we were just in there last night. There's some like little floating island right now, something going on. We have no idea what's going on, but we'll have to do that. I think we're as far as us goes, guys. I think we got our game night over there coming up this week. I think we're gonna switch it up. Lua, we'll let you go over here and we'll do a quick little wrap up. We're gonna hold you up.
Thanks. Have a good one.
Right. Yeah, take it easy, man. Yeah. But as far as us, we were just thinking about that, right? Like our game night it's got to be this Thursday, right? Because we got Thanksgiving next week. So I can't believe how quick that's coming up.
I know.
Like it's getting way too quick.
I was saying we can't do it next week, obviously.
Yeah, so I'm thinking we got to do a game night.
So we'll do podcast next week. We'll have to record earlier.
Okay. Yeah, we'll work all those details out. So you're saying no podcast this Wednesday. What we need to do is a game night.
Always.
Yeah, because we do have the Thanksgiving holiday. So
that's true.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not next week. Wait, is that next week?
It is next week.
Yeah, Thanksgiving's
next Thursday, 23rd.
We're also saying too that for our game nights, we want our community to come out and play with us. We don't want to just be us playing and you guys watch. We don't want it to turn
unless that's entertaining enough for them.
Yeah, of course. But
entertaining.
We'd love to be able to get to hang out with some of you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
If you guys have OG Fortnite or Rocket League, download those this week because we'll be playing those Thursday night stream, guys. Also, if you guys are still here, those like buttons down there, these days in this market, man, that button doesn't get hit enough. So if you guys are hanging out with us tonight, if you're still here, make sure to go ahead and hit that like. Consider subscribing if you guys are lurking, and if you guys are chatting, that means you're subbed, so we appreciate that. With that being said, if you guys don't got nothing else, I think maybe we call it early and we get back to some game nights. Let's do it.
All right. TJ, last week you played me out with that intro. Maybe we'll have to work in something new next time. But that P90X kind of gets me a little fired up.
I don't remember what I did.
Yeah, I think you outroed me with some P90X, that German potato soup music.
Oh, like when I make the volume louder, we just kind of cut it.
Yeah, with that, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Man, Curly Knox, you got to get on busy on Thursdays. Yo! All right, TJ just killed me. I can't even hear. My ears are bleeding. We appreciate everybody joining us tonight. Shout out to everybody over in chat. This has been another F35 Live. We will catch you on Thursday for game night. TJ.
Get the fuck out of here.